Hey guys, today we're going to go over a quick install and overview of the Synergy front track bar brace for the Jeep JK. It's a pretty awesome product. It looks pretty good. I think it'll work really well. Before we get started, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. As always, click the notification bell and don't forget to subscribe. All right, let's get to it. All right, so here we have our Synergy front track bar brace for the Jeep JK. You can see it's a very heavy, very well-made product. Has this nice gray powder coat finish. It does have the option of mounting a sector shaft brace as well, but we already have the PSC Big Bore XD2 gearbox in place, so we're not going to need that today. It also comes with hardware, which you see right here. These two bolts, which will come from the inside out. And then it comes with the option of two track bar bolts. One is for 7 to 11 years from what I understand, and the other is 12 plus because the inside diameter of the track bar mounting hole is different in those 2 years. So I would just basically recommend trying each one out and seeing which fits your track bar best. And then there are also some instructions. All right, so I took our sway bar arm off so we'd have a little bit better access and a little bit better view. But the first thing that we're going to want to do on this install is remove the track bar bolt on the frame side. All right. All right, and then it might take a little bit of manipulation, and a little bit of playing with the jack. All right. And then our track bar should drop right out. Okay. All right, so one thing that I just did right now was when we unbolt the 4 bolts that hold on the gearbox, especially with this Big Bore XD box, it's very, very heavy. So I ran this strap up underneath it on both sides. I'm actually using our old arm to hopefully support the weight, so it's just a little bit easier to put back on or get those 4 bolts back in. All right, so the big challenge of this install for us is going to be that we have these rock crawler 3.5-inch coils, and it makes it just a little bit tough to get to our bolt back there. So we're going to try to work that out right now, and then I think if I just lower and raise the axle a little bit to make the coils correspond with this bolt, it shouldn't be as bad. But this is going to be the challenge right here. Okay, wasn't the prettiest, but it looks like we got this one done. Perfect. The factory bolts that secure the steering gearbox in place are an 18mm, and then these 2 bolts that came with our Big Bore XD steering box are actually a 19mm, so I just want to point that out real quick. And they're also, as you can see, much shorter than the factory bolts. So we're going to kind of see how that works out with the new brace and see what we have to do there. Okay, that's all 4 bolts out, and it looks like our strap is holding our gearbox pretty well. It's almost perfectly in place. All right, so just figuring out which bolt is going to work with our rock crawler or track bar. It looks like this bolt works just a little bit better, and as you can see, it turns out it's a 13/16. So that's the one that we're going to use when we put everything back together. All right, now to get our new track bar brace in place, what I understand, we just have to line it up, and then it takes a little bit of light persuasion from a mallet. And wow, it's actually pretty darn easy. Then let's go ahead and line our track bar bolt up real quick. See how that works out. There we go. Love it. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and then we will get these other two bolts in place, and then we'll bolt our gearbox back up, get our track bar in, and we'll be done. All right, so I was test fitting these, and the top bolt seems like it's going to be just a little bit harder than I thought, but this one's pretty straightforward. So we're just going to get those loose and then we'll tighten them up. Found it kind of helps if I take an extension and work that through. Okay. Okay, and then for this top one, come on. Thinking this might be one of those times where these Wobble Plus extensions really shine. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, so I cut a little bit out there, but I could pretend that this went right in and these bolts are just spot on and it wasn't any trouble at all, but I'd be lying to you. So getting these two guys back in was the real challenge, and plus, like I said, this big bore XD gearbox is just so heavy. The strap up top definitely helped. That was a huge help. And it was just getting these two guys back in and tightened down. That was the real challenge. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna very gently get this track bar back into place. Basically, we're just going to need to line these holes up. Okay, so I managed to get the track bar into place. And once again, I'm not going to lie, it's one of those things where I could sit here and pretend that everything went so smoothly, but it did not. Took a lot of doing. Had to employ the aid of a ratchet strap. Yeah, it was a pain in the butt. All right, so now that I have this tightened down, let's go ahead and get our track bar bolt torqued down. We'll get these 4 bolts torqued down, then we'll get these guys torqued down. All right, so our 4 steering gearbox bolts need to go to 70 foot-pounds. And then these two guys are going to need to go to 50 foot-pounds. All right. Okay, and I already got this guy. He was a little bit tough. So we'll get these to 50 foot-pounds, and then we will get this to 125 foot-pounds. And then we'll get our sway bar back on, and we should be done. Our last bolt, we're going to take to 125 pounds. Whew, okay. All right, guys, so once again, here's our finished product. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you found it useful, go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you get updates about all my new content that's going to be coming out. And as always, feel free to subscribe. All right, you guys take it easy.